put your right hands in the air right now. Cause you see some of them girls that know ideas. You see some of them girls that know ideas. No, why? Ladies, are you ready now? You want to rap a fake? So call me. You want to get your cake? So call me. You want the cheese sticks? So call me. Me have to read it. Call me. From the other day. When Julia Cruz a play. You want to skip the mood to party, Charlie. She's like, Charlie, I want to do with it. Yeah.
Nigga, Kashif, my nigga. Ooh. No, my nigga. 10 years, over 10 years, my nigga. Love you, bro. Everything good, man. Yo, I don't know.
So it's like I moved myself into not being emotional. So now I got an emotional detachment from the females I dealt with, and then now like I see it with my children. So now I try to overdo it, just so I can like just so they wouldn't grow up like I grew up. You feel what I'm saying? Having to hide their emotions, how they things like that. Be like prideful,
Yeah, suppress, repress, things like that.
So much baby mothers, baby fathers, etc., etc. There's so much good men and good women that are out here right now. It's all for good men. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's not about the Porsche that we driving in, or about the jewelry, or how fly we are. It's not about none of that. It's about like when it comes to us as individuals, we other human beings need to be able to recognize and be able to see that the shit is the other side of what you're used to. There's social, that social conform that we're so used to. You know what I'm saying? Because not to say nothing about it, but all that shit is imaginary. You know what I'm saying? Like what we be seeing on whatever. You got broke niggas acting rich, and the rich niggas acting broke. I mean acting broke. I'm sorry. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got ugly bitches looking good, and the good looking bitches wanting to look bad on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Everything is all fucked up because it could be the most good looking girl. She want to show just whatever. Or she. But if she was to put all that makeup on, she'd be girl still look good without none of that on.
Right. Yeah. But because it's socially accepted, they feel like that's it's a need to do that.
Exactly.
They don't feel themselves or feel comfortable in their own skin because they see everybody around them have makeup on or whatever the case may be. And some people use it as a enhancement. I get that, but some people don't need it.
Don't need it.
That's all insecurities, I guess. At some point.
And
you know what I'm saying?
I feel like that come from like us not expressing ourselves, like you said.
And it can be males now, like when expressing yourself, like if a male express himself more, like told his lady, like, look, you look good, and that's one of my problems, right? I feel less of a man when I overly express myself or I overly communicate something like that.
Before you continue, let me stop that right there. I'm about to pause you for like 10 seconds. Now look at how he just said that. Before he overly expressed himself and overly continue, basically giving somebody some type of credit, etc., etc. Now, mind you shouldn't have to feel no type of way about that. But here's the problem: you look at men, strong men that could do that for somebody else. You look at them like they're weak, and that's not their problem. That's your problem. You have to work on that because that's fucked up. If someone could do that for you and do all that, because he should be able to do that, but you're not used to men that are able to do that. Or the men that are able to overexpress themselves, to overexpress their love, to overexpress how beautiful you are, over care for you.
They be viewing that shit. Oh, he's fiending. He's doing too much. Look at this.
Dick right now, like, oh, fuck out of yo, son. Get about that mindset and wise the fuck up, man.
Yeah, it's whack, man. We definitely gotta normalize certain things, bro, because it plays a huge factor. And then you have some of these females that's raising young boys without a father being present, and they forcing these certain feelings on them, or forcing these certain actions, how they should conduct themselves as a man or as a boy. So now when they become men, right, either they know how to treat a woman, right, or they don't. Like, it's nothing in between. Like, there's no gray area. Either you do or you don't, right? And a father present or a mother present in any child's life is, you know, essential. Like, it's essential. Like, and that's just what it is, you know. But to piggyback with you know what Kyle was saying just now, like, it's just, I know myself. I gotta do more as far as in being more expressive. You feel me? If I'm dealing with a female, let her know, like, babe, you look good today. Like, damn, you look good every day. Like, but consistently doing it, right? Because I know when you get into these relationships or you meet these women, you on them. You look good. Yo, what's up? Yada 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 on an everyday basis. But then once you get them, it's like, I already got.
That's it. Yeah. So like, I felt like I was pushing. At home, was like, it was so negative. I couldn't express myself. So when I got outside and I seen a beautiful girl, it was like, oh shit. I was they might see me as you're doing too extra, but it's okay to be extra because I'm basically working on my weakness, speaking out, talking, expressing myself, and that helped me to speak to anybody, and that could be something people should look at too, like expressing yourself, find ways to express it. It don't have to be just social media, because social media, I feel like it limit us from connecting from mind, body, and soul. And that's what I was trying to tell Henny. That's what I was talking about, expressing yourself. I was saying that on the gram, I was just taking pictures, or just people saw me just holding a card, but I wasn't I wasn't saying anything about my business, what I was doing, what I did to help the community, how my brother and I, how, you know, we was going through all these different stuff at the house, or how, you know, my sister was going through domestic violence. So like, now people understand everything. It's like, now people are like, all right, I love your what you're doing for the community. I love, you know, what I'm pushing. So not being able to express ourselves is when our parents beat us. When it's beating us with the phone wires, belts, that could cause you know, insecurity and things like that. So sometimes people may not want to speak because they're getting domesticated. The way they domesticate at the house cause them to not be able to talk like that. And tough now, and just keeping it straight 100, not 90%, not 50%, just straight up 100%, like really reacting. So
and well, this is gonna be my closing statement. I don't know if anybody else wants to close, but what I would like to say is that it's good to always have that feeling of always wanting to be 100 when it comes to what you're saying. You shouldn't be around anybody that you can't be 100 around. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. So if I could talk about all these deep things or whatever that means, I have a certain level of respect and love and care for whoever I'm around, because that means I'm able to open up, etc., etc. Like, we have to break the cycle of trying to like hold back and trying to, like, we shouldn't have to do that when it comes to being around people, because if you have to do that around certain type of people, that means those people aren't really immense. You're just doing it for a show, a gimmick, or you're just trying to whatever type of benefit you're trying to benefit from, or they're trying to benefit from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not at this point, like, I'm not feeling that no more. So at the end of the day, if I do surround myself around, that means I already know from the get-go, like, 100% they real. I can put myself around, point blank, period. And I don't have to hide, because I don't have to worry about something doubling back on you. And we shouldn't have to worry about, on top of that, a woman doubling back on you also. You know what I'm saying? Like, because women double back on you, you start opening up, and men double back on women as well. So, I mean, I sound biased. And I said, that cycle also gotta be broken, and the communication is always key. And it's okay to communicate professionally. Hey, yo, let's talk. Yo, let's walk over here and things like that. Things don't always have to end up trying to shatter somebody's feelings, shatter somebody's heart. Yeah, you know like, what I'm saying? And that's why it's like that. It's like a benefit to somebody. Like, I don't know why it benefits people to make them feel better, but that's because there's something that's hurt within themselves. And like you said, hurt people. So they're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Mechanism. So I'm saying, and it does cope with them, and it hurts even more when it's someone that they do love you, but they can't control that part of them yet. They haven't realized it. They haven't mastered that part of them yet. But it's at the expense of your feelings. You know what I'm saying? So now it's either you're gonna be strong enough to let go, or you're gonna be strong enough to stay while they heal, even though you can still be let go of in the future.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? It's your choice.
I want to mention one last thing.
Thank you for closing. Love it.
I want to mention one last.
Who's gonna close next?
Yeah. Let me close it with a little something.
All right.
So one thing that we definitely got to normalize is we got to get out of the habit of people saying like, look, you live a double lifestyle, you live a triple lifestyle, and things of that sort, right? Because you get the wrong impression, right? So everybody on this planet have multiple faces, right? Either you work for corporate America, right? Or once you leave your job, you back to yourself, or you going back to where you live, or whatever the case may be, or you at work and then you leave, you clock out, you become a parent, or once you go to work, you become an associate, a manager, or whatever the case may be. So everybody on this planet carry many faces, right? And most of the time where people say, oh, you live a double lifestyle, you live a triple lifestyle, is when it comes down to cheating and things like that, right? But let's get out of that immature mindset, right? Because everybody do hold multiple faces, and it's something that's not really spoken of, but it's the truth, right? Like how many times you get around certain people, you got to move a certain way. How many times you go to work, you act different from when you outside, or when you with your family, or when you with your friends. Like everybody holds many faces, and we just got to normalize that being okay. It's okay, right? Because there's a time and place for everything, right? When it's time to clock in, you got to be that worker, you got to be that associate, or you got to be that leader, or you got to be that manager, right? When it's time to clock out, then you go back to being that parent, right? Or being that brother, being that sister, being that mother, right? And then when it's time to be with your friends, you want to make sure that you being expressive, right? Because everything is like a stress reliever, but it's different plateaus for everything. Like, and a lot of people don't normalize that, like, and it's okay, right? Especially if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, right? You got to network with different people, so you got to put on different faces, right? But when you becoming a leader in a business, or a business owner or something like that, you got to move with a different mindset, because you can't overreact, right, to every client that give you a bad rating, right? Because if that's the case, then are you really going to take that feedback for what it is and change your ways, right? And stop feeling as if you're being attacked and things like that. And when somebody's just giving you constructive feedback, right, which is, negative feedback, let's just be, real what it is, right? But constructive feedback is just a different term, right, which sounds better on the ears, but it's the same exact thing, right? But it is what it is. You got to learn from it. And a lot of people, they don't do that, right? They get information or somebody telling them about themselves or certain ways, and then they just don't know how to react. They, become defensive and things of that sort, and then it causes them, right, to say, well, at least I'm acting this way because you was acting this way, or this is me reacting or being reactive or responding, and it shouldn't be that way, right? Take it for what it is. Take the constructive feedback and just grow, develop whoever you initially want, but you always got to take feedback, right? And you always got to be around people that's going to give you raw but 100% like truthful feedback. Like, you can't be around people that's going to give you or steer you in the wrong direction, or tell you what you want to hear, right? Because then they'll be molding you to a person that you don't even know who you're going to want them to be. And that's the thing, right?
Oh, yes, man.
Exactly. But, when it comes to like accountability, right? Just, hold yourself accountable, but never forget to recognize yourself too, or never forget to recognize other people. And that's something that you and your brother do a lot, bro. Like me even being around this shit is like, damn, that shit's crazy. Like, I got to give more recognition to my niggas. Like, I got to give more recognition to people that's around me that's growing, and that's something that's truthful. But I wouldn't know it until y'all show me it. Like, yo, bro, you fly every day. It's like, damn, like, I appreciate that, bro. Yo, bro, you look, bro, y'all did y'all thing that day. Like, y'all really did y'all thing that day. Like, it did something to my pride. Like, damn, if they could do it, why the fuck can't I do it? You feel me? Why can't I compliment my bro and it not sound gay? Or why can't I compliment my bro and it not be turned out to be the wrong interpretation for us? I'm hating or something like that, when it's just me giving pure, genuine, love to my brother or to my sister, or whatever the case may be, and that's just really what it is. A lot of people, they shy away from that because of the image or how it may seem or how somebody may interpret it or whatever the case may be. But we definitely got to normalize that, recognizing each other, bigging each other up, and things of that sort, man. Like, that's
healthy,
that's
man.
key, bro.
It's healthy. It's healthy.
Let me mention on
all right,
that too.
beautiful, man.
I want to mention something on that.
Yeah, close it off, man.
It's also going to be for the next episode of what we gonna bring here, and I like what we're bringing. It's like more like class. You understand? For like brotherhood and fatherhood.
Right.
So going back to what I was saying, there was a thing that I forgot this movie. But he mentioned about the Johnny Lynch, the Lynch.
Divide and conquer, man.
Yeah. So like they put light skin versus dark skin, rich, young versus
You see a car behind?
rich.
Keep talking, Chris.
Young versus young versus old. So and it go on. It's deeper. This. Like this is a generation curse that was passed on,
Right.
And like Red was saying, expressing how you feel and giving compliments to your mans, your peoples, and not misinterpreting the way of what you have to say. Like, you know how most people are like, like I was saying, like you give too much compliments or
Deep.
you know, like saying, yo, bigging them up, you know, and
Right.
I feel like that's what we have to do to break that curse. You know, I think one person is enough to change the world, you know,
Right.
because it's like spreading the seed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I gotta say, and we're gonna talk more in the next episode on class, giving you guys more gems, more information on, you know, brotherhood, fatherhood, and we got a lot of our friends, a lot of our people from the community coming back together, and we're breaking the curses, yo. So God bless you guys, and thank you.